So it's been a little while since we did a video. Not too much time. I don't know exactly how much I've done to the bike since the last video. But we're gonna run through a couple things. Some of you probably stop watching once I start getting into things I've already talked about. The most recent thing that happened to the bike is the front forks. Went ahead and did the progressive springs on the front, which dropped it down about an inch. We lost about an inch here. It's as far as ride quality, it got firmer. Front end dive, I don't think I really ever had a huge problem with front end dive or anything. I don't slam on front brakes, but it's definitely firmer, so I'm pretty confident that for any of you that slam on those brakes, you're not going to get that dive like you once did. Ride quality, biggest change for me, a lot of you know I also did the rear shocks as well. We got the progressive 430s, no air, but they ride pretty stiff as well. And stiff isn't necessarily a bad thing. I've got them on the lowest setting to give me the best comfort ride I can. But between the two things there, turns really, they're much improved. It holds the turns pretty well now. And a lot of you know, before I ever did those two items, I also did this fork brace. This is a mod that a guy on Vulcanbagger.com, I believe it is. Pretty sure it's Vulcanbagger. Guy named Gary. If you go to Vulcanbagger.com, you'll see this available. It's pretty much at the top of one of the sections. I had that done the same time that I did my neck bearings, steering bearings, neck bearings, whatever you want to call them. So those two items got done at the same time, and you talk about a definite difference. If y'all do those two things, you're definitely gonna have something different. Ride quality is definitely gonna improve. Gosh, it probably improved by 30 or 40% just with those two things, and a lot of it was the neck bearings. They used some really cheap bearings in that steering system in those necks, so that's a good place to start. I used all bearings, all balls, not all bearings, all balls for mine. Let's see, lights. Of course, everybody knows I did lights, right? There's a whole video on the lights. You want to see something about lights, just check out my video. I might turn them on here at the end. Everybody knows about the horns, the trumpets. After I lowered the bike, we will talk about this. After I lowered the bike, I actually hit something with my trumpet there. So I got a huge dent in one of them. I really need to raise them up, but I just haven't yet because I lost another inch and they were already low. AMSOIL. I've decided that I'm going to try to make $1 with a website selling AMSOIL. AMSOIL, I use 10W40 MEtricoil. They have also got V-Twin 20W50. Sometimes I mix the two. Actually, I do a little 1040 and a little 2050 just for the heat. I try to be in the 40 weight. I hope that didn't mess up my video. Somebody was trying to call me. The 40 and the 50 weight for heat. I try to go that way. 10W30 is also available for some of you if you want to use that 30. But there's a website right there, www.MEtricoil.com. So that's the AMSOIL bit. We'll keep on rolling here. We of course still got the JVC 3-inch display radio, and as you can tell, it's kind of a halfway sunny day, and you can still see that radio pretty crystal clear. Still got the USB voltage voltage display. Got two, let's see if we can do this, two charging for USB. Amazon item right there, probably about 10 bucks, I'm guessing. Put a hole right there and we did it. These switches down here, of course, go with those lights, if I go through them here in a minute. If not, there's another video that talks about those switches, dealing with the demon eye lights. Still loving my Oxford grips. Heated, Oxford heated grips, probably about 90 to 100 bucks. Good investment, hadn't had any trouble with them. These mirrors, these are some pretty good mirrors. Got those from Amazon also. For some reason I shop a lot on Amazon anymore. I think it's because one of my credit cards, I get a 5% cash back or something. I can't remember what I get with Amazon, but I get something. But those came from Amazon. They've got an all chrome version and they've got this black and silver version. And of course with my bike, I've got a lot of chrome and I got a lot of black, so try to mix it. So that's the black and silver version. Good thing about these, you'll get some mirrors that are very small. I've had them, the golf style mirrors. And the bad thing with the golf style mirrors is they're about that wide. You can't see anything really out of them. The other bad thing with a lot of mirrors is vibration. They just vibrate. It's tough to see what's going on behind you. These, I will have to say, they hold very well. Because factory mirrors are some of the best mirrors because they do not move. These are just as good as factory. They do not vibrate. They keep the image very stable. Pockets. These are some TCM. It might be actual brand TCMT bags. A lot of people ask me about bags on different videos. These, they hang a little low. Everybody that ever asks me, I tell them, you know, they hang a little low. It does get in your display a little bit. You can still see your display. You can still see everything pretty much. But whenever you're in this position, this is probably about where your head would be. You have a little bit of a difficulty seeing some of it. But good bags. I have nothing bad to say about the bags. I think they were just a direct replacement. I don't think I really had to fabricate too much to make them fit. But they're of course marketed towards a Harley-Davidson. But again, they fit. They fit. TCMT, I'm pretty sure, is the brand of bag. Phone holder. This is an Archon. It really worked out pretty well on my bars. I changed my bars. These aren't factory bars. These are some, I believe they're El Diablos. They're 10-inch rise bars. Or 10-inch, not 10-inch rise. Let me take that back. Not 10-inch rise. They're 10-inch handlebars. So from the base to the top up here were 10 inches, which is the exact measurement of the stock bars. Stock bars are 10 inches. Where everything comes into play on mine, a lot of guys, they do these JSR bars, the 12s and the 13s and things like that. I didn't want to spend $300, $350 on bars. These actually cost me 90 bucks or 100 bucks. And they've got the little gussets, I guess is what you call those, on them. And they look pretty decent. Where mine come into play, all the rise and pull back, is here with the risers. These are made, they're the 1 1/4 inch on the bar. That's all 1 1/4. But they do a 1-inch bar where the risers are. So what I had to do was change out the risers 1 inch. They're very common. You could get any size you want, really. You can get black ones, you can get chrome ones. They're 1-inch bar diameter. So with these bars being 1 inch, they match up very well. These I think are 4.5 inch risers. There's about 2 to 3 inches of rise and maybe about 1.5 inches of pullback. With these bars, you got to get that pullback. Now let me show you what's going on here. We talk about these bars a lot. The riser cap right there. This isn't a magic trick. Okay, it kind of disappeared. The reason it kind of disappeared is because I had to cut out a small portion of my front cover here, my chrome piece, ignition system. There's a cutout because these riser caps hit it every time. Now, the good thing with the JSR bars, if you buy those, they've got a pullback already in them. They're already bent, so you don't have to deal with this. I like these bars because it's raised up so much. This bar is raised so much. Whenever I put my phone on this holder, it really looks slick. It's so close to me that I don't have to look way down here for my phone and my display. It's so close. I wouldn't have it any other way. It works out well. So that pretty much covers, I think, everything up there. Speakers, JBL GTOs, 6.5s. Give a little shout out here for Randy Brewster. Randy Brewster, these are his engineered adapters, 6.5 inch mounts right here. So they can be had from his website, not Custom Dynamics. I always want to say Custom Dynamics for some reason. EngineeredAdapters.com. And I've got a lot of different things from Randy Brewster. That deck, putting it in, of course you can do it just cutting wires and everything, but I went ahead and I got his adapter for that. I got some other things radio based, and I got, when we get to the front of the bike, talk about the lights that I've got and how he played a part in that as well. Back of the bike, still running the 4-inch Cobras. I'll try to crank it. This is going to be a long video, it seems, so we'll try to crank it in a minute. You can tell that, hopefully you can see in there, those are the baffles in there still got the baffles. I don't know if you can see the dots, the perforation there. Got the baffles in. I ran them without baffles for a long time. Baffles really don't quieten it. What really quietens these Cobra 4s is the fiberglass that they've got in those pipes. They have a ton of fiberglass in each one, and that's what quietens them. You pull that glass out, all that matte, you'll get the sound that I'll let you experience here in a little while, but much improved in my opinion. Trunk wise, do have one addition in the trunk. I went ahead and did the Kuryakin Organizer. I'll give you a little tip. I read a lot of reviews that said they were falling down because of the 3M stripping that they got, just the stick-on type stuff. This stuff also has a mirror, this one does. What I did was I put 3M adhesive, weather stripping adhesive on the back where the stick-on is. I just put a little line of 3M on it, and I stuck them up, and they're holding up pretty well. I got a little bit of weight on it. It's not falling down. So that's one thing. Hey, another AMSOIL thing. Look here. If you need grease, AMSOIL has grease. I use their grease. I use their weather water type grease as well, water repellent. I'm not going to say waterproof because I don't believe that, but I use that. All right, let's keep on rolling here. Bags, nothing changed here. I didn't show you the other side, the graphics that I had done on eBay. All those graphics came from eBay, different people. I took off my badge. A lot of people are like, why'd you do that? You want everybody to think you got this expensive bike, a Harley or something? I said, well, not really. I just like it without the badge. So what I did, I just made metric. I'm not ashamed of metric. I love this metric. You know why I love this metric? Because I don't have to pull out the standard tools and the metric tools. I pull out the metric tools, and I know that the metric tool is going to fit because it's a metric Japanese motorcycle. So that's my take on that. Got the South Carolina state flag there. Also put me another www.MEtricoil.com right there. And more AMSOIL product. Alright, I use this. This is your fuel injector cleaner type system. They call it Performance Improver. I use it so regularly, I can't really tell when it does anything, to be honest. I've been an AMSOIL guy probably for 15 years now. I've used their products because I really believe in it. Their oil, I've used Castor Oil GTX, regular automotive oil, in my first bikes whenever I used to do it. And the breakdown was terrible. The oil breakdown would make the gears just clank. It was like just slamming into gear, and the clutch felt so just spongy after a while. Then I started using some Shell Rotella, and I've used other motorcycle oils as well. Not too many because they're very expensive. Mobil 1 motorcycle oil, it's pretty expensive. AMSOIL, and if you get on board with some of the deals that they've got going on, it's not that bad price wise. Plus you can get a lot more mileage out of it if you want to. I typically change once a year. I put about 10,000 miles probably a year on a bike, somewhere in that range. So I just change once a year. Shock therapy, shock oil. This is 5-weight. They make a 5-weight and a 10-weight. I think I'm running 10-weight right now. And to be honest, it might be a little of both. I might have mixed up my own concoction and be running about a 7-weight. I'm gonna stop on the AMSOIL for now. Kuryakin brake pad, cheap highway pegs. These are probably ex-moto or some other name. That is actually not rust. That is a bird. A bird liked me that much that he left me a gift. These I think are 39 bucks. I believe they're about 39 bucks, which is not bad, considering you get all 3 parts. 1 part, 2 part, 3 part. You get the dueler type peg, dually. You get the what do you call this? The pullback part. I can't remember what you call that. And you get the clamp. So all 3 pieces, 39 something for the set. Good. All right, let's move on to the front, people. Windscreen, of course, is a slip streamer. Pretty sure that's a 10-inch. Amazon, I think 50, somewhere around the 50 range. Haven't had any problems with it. Back to the front, there's the lights again, and let's go ahead and I'll turn it on and everything, and we'll see what we got. So, no key. I hope everybody knows that you can pull the key out in the on position. I think that's pretty much everybody knows that, but when you've got the bike and you turn it on, if you want to pull the key back out, you can. And then with the key out, you can go back to ACC, and you can go back to on, or else you can turn it off. You can do all of that. Now in ACC, you cannot put the key in. Got to be in the on position to put the key in. We're in neutral. So let's see. Oh, TPMS also, people. That's been a pretty good one. CareUD, I think is what the name of it is. Came from Amazon. Right around 14.3. You should get around 14.6. Alright. Oh, and that's a camera. Front and rear. Also came from Amazon. Not sure the part number on it. Y'all have to get back with me on that. These are the pipes. Again, the pipes have got the baffles in them, but the pipes they don't have any fiberglass in them. And I've got some other videos of those pipes. There's one called Ride Along or something like that. Baffleless Ride Along. You can hear what they sound like while I'm on the bike just riding. They sound pretty good, actually. I think they do. people, I know it's been a long video. Last thing, wheel. I know most of you know about the wheel. Oh, I didn't do the lights either. Most of you know about the wheel. 19-inch Harley-Davidson Enforcer wheel. You're gonna have to get new spacers made for both sides. You're gonna have to machine a certain amount. I think it's 1/8 of an inch off of each of the rotor mounts. I did it on the wheel. I took 1/8 of an inch off. Some people just take it off of the fork. I don't want to mess the bike up. I'd rather do it on the wheel. So these are floating rotors. They're never on the axle. They float. 5 different positions mounting it down. So the 1/8 inch off of each on both sides, you'd be good. All right, lights. So that's where we are now. Headlights on. You got a white ring. Switches. If you buy these lights, you can switch it, do it any way you want to, really. Just use your imagination. This one right here is an amber. So whenever I turn this amber switch on, here's what I got. All right, so just the halo rings come on in an amber color. The white headlight ring was white, it's now amber. The other is for the demon eyes, and I got another video on this stuff. Turns red actually, and the switches came from Amazon too. These are demon eyes. So what they do is they put a little red tint just right in the back. I don't know if you can tell. I can see it a little bit. They look kind of cool. I don't use it that much. It's pretty rare that I use those demon eyes, but not a bad thing to have occasionally. And then of course on the Voyager we got the switch down there for the driving lights. So if I didn't have anything switched on, it would do that. All white all the way around on the halos. Turned white. Got the white everywhere. With them on, you can turn the amber back on, flip of the switch, and we're back to amber. Some things you could probably do with this. I never put in the time to do it. Signals. I'm quite sure that if you wanted to do something with the signal, you could put some resistors in the line, and basically when this would flash, you could make it so that this would go off and go back and forth possibly, or something. Somebody with a lot of electrical knowledge could probably make that happen without too much trouble, and just make it flash. Alright, I'm going to talk about one more thing, and then I am for real done, people. I'm for real done. There's another video at night with this bike. It's got LEDs. I'm the type of guy that I know a lot of people put LEDs on, but I don't want to see them. If it's daytime, I don't want to see the LEDs. I don't want to be able to see the wires. I don't want to be able to barely see the LEDs if I have to. So let's run through what I've done. LEDs, I've got one right here strip. Right where my finger is, you see my finger. Right through there is a strip of LEDs. You can actually see some of the tape right there. But on both sides of this wheel, on this fork, are LEDs. As far as the wiring for them, you probably didn't notice it earlier, but if you look at this brake line, it's kind of connected right with the brake line. I have it running right along with the brake line. Same thing other side, running right along with the brake line. Got some other ones up under the tank. Again, try not to be seen. So they're right up under there. There's one there, wiring just hidden. Got one right here. So the tank's got two. This one, probably one you can see, is right there. If you really look, you'll see it. We got some. Where's the other one? Oh, here's one. Right here where my hand is. There's one there. Got one under the bag. I've got a couple on these bars right here. Right here on the bar, there's one. There's one on the other bar. There's probably about 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think I got about 15 or 16 of them. Now I'm going to let you go because I don't know what else to talk about. But just remember, www.MEtricoil.com, because my retirement fund says I need help. Thanks, y'all.